just what the doctor ordered. Cubs thrash the St. Louis Cardinals, pummeling the nightcap. And Holly with you, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Cubs post-game live. That was a lot more fun.
Yeah, it certainly was a lot of fun. Great to see the offense breakout really set the tone for this game. Jason Hamill takes to another level. That's it. Pitching with a lead. A lot of fun to watch this, but great to see. Good matchup going into this. You had Walk on the mound, some good numbers, but they got a huge first inning. They made this happen.
All right, I just saw what you got cooking over there. We'll get to all the highlights coming up. Cubs post-game live is coming up.
Oh, right in your own face.
That's it. Cubs win. Pound the Cardinals. We'll be right back with all of it on Comcast Sports Net.
Go take the trail less traveled and save on the gear you need at Bass Pro Shops Go Outdoors Event and Sale. With great deals on gear for camping, hiking, and paddle sports. Plus free seminars and barbecue samples this weekend.
Mr. Tyler, your Skittles portrait.
Dream on, dream on, dream on!
Rock the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
You'll find peace of mind with quality Schlag lock sets from Menards. Don't worry about forgetting your keys or getting locked out again when you install this keyless deadbolt. Just $99. Right now, all stock Sylvania LED bulbs are on sale. You can pick up this premium dimmable LED flood bulb just $4.99 after rebate. Premium dimmable LED bulbs ship from white to candlelight in color as they're dimmed like a traditional incandescent bulb. Don't forget Father's Day. Pick up a gift card.
Save big money at Menards.
We built this thingy. We built this thingy on tech that's old. We built this thingy. But we built.
Yeah, Xfinity built this newer thingy that lets me search with my voice.
We're good.
Don't fall for DirecTV. Find shows faster with the X1 voice remote, only from Xfinity.
Sign up today or get started with this great offer. Call or go online today.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Audi. Truth in engineering. Menards. Save big money at Menards. And by Toyota. Discover more in a Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com or your local Toyota dealer today. Let's go places. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
But you look at his offensive numbers and defensively, been really good. That'll drop down. It'll get to the wall. Russell and Ross score. Hamill to second, 6-0.
Cubs Nation, the nightmare is over. You can come in off the ledge. 3-game losing streak is a thing of the past. 6 runs first inning. That's a big-time tone. Cubs throttle the Cards 12-3. Jason Hamill gets the win 6-1. 12-15-1. Whole lot better than 3-7-2. It is. Hello, welcome in. Cubs Post-Game Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. He is Todd Hollinsworth. I'm David Kaplan. Okay, everyone was a little panicked. Even John Lackey said, we've got to be better than we were.
Sure.
Boy, they jumped all over Michael Wacha in the first inning.
Well, you felt like there was probably an opportunity to do this early in the ballgame. I mean, again, this is a sense that you kind of have. You look at what Wacha was bringing into this. He'd struggled his last 3 times out. He struggled against the Cubs in the past. Leading into this moment, sure, they know what's going on. I'm sure, absolutely positive, there was a little talk, guys, let's come out and roar tonight. Let's get something going early in that first inning. And what this team has done, you've heard me say it a million times, they play off each other particularly well, and you saw it in the first inning. Good at-bats. I even think to the Jason Hayward ground out with a runner on second base, get Dexter Fowler over to third, set this up, play for the lead. It's what we used to talk about all the time. Play for the lead, go for the downs, right? Exact same situation, except they're able to put a 6 spot up because top to bottom in this lineup, they would not back off. Good at bats, used the middle of the field, got a heavy lead there in the first, and made it go. Jason Hamill took it all the way down.
All right, entering tonight's game, the Cubs had only scored 18 first-inning runs this season. That's the fewest runs scored of any inning 1 through 9 for the club. They changed that in a hurry. Dexter Fowler is going to lead things off with a double. He greets Michael Wacha, and he says, hello, Michael Wacha, on a 3-1 pitch. He smokes one that you thought might get out, bangs off the wall, and the Cubs are in business.
Well, again, Dexter Fowler's done this all season long, gets himself into a hitter's count, jumps all over a fastball.
Jason Hayward does his job. Play for the lead, then play for the downs.
That's exactly what you want to see right there.
He moves the man over. Now Chris Bryant, base hit to left, and the Cubs have a 1-0 lead. And now they start to pour it on. Here's where they start to break things open. Anthony Rizzo comes up with a hit. Now the Cubs have men on. You're going to see a little bit of wildness from Michael Wacha, and then a couple big hits.
Yeah, it's great to see. But again, Anthony Rizzo, that's back-to-back hits the other way. So you're starting to see him maybe come out of that prolonged slump that he's been in. Good at bat right there by Zobrist. You set the table for Jorge Soler, who, as we said, had good numbers against Wacha. Walks in a run right there. Building innings. Getting that pitch count up. Remember the conversation all throughout April. High pitch counts for the starters. Grinding out at bats.
Grandpa Ross, he hits a long one. That's got to be caught. I mean, that one got to be driving the Cardinals crazy.
That is key performer venom from you right there. Stop it. Great piece of hitting by David Ross.
Jason Hamill with the ball that just goes right by Grichuk. He had an awful night in the outfield.
Oh, wow.
Drops one and then butchers that one, and all of a sudden it's 6-0.
Well, listen, that fastball was leaking out over the plate. And again, I mentioned it a little bit earlier in the show already. I'll mention it again. When you're struggling, sometimes you're struggling with your command. You saw 94 out of his hand, but you saw where just about every one of those pitches was almost right down the middle of the plate.
Here's the last 3 games versus the first inning tonight. 6 runs in 3 games. They get 6 in the first inning. 3 doubles to 1, 10 walks. They had gotten in 101 at bats. They got 2 walks in that first inning, 6 RBIs, didn't strike out, and the Cubs pummel the Cardinals.
Well, any momentum that you may have believed that the Cardinals gained from last night's walk-off win is destroyed 5 minutes, 10 minutes into this ball game tonight as the Cubs settle in. They poured on offensively. You hand it over to Jason Hamill, who we haven't even got to yet, and he was absolutely brilliant, outstanding. One of the best games I've seen him pitch this season.
All right, our UPS store, taking care of business. Player of the game, Jason Hamill. 7 1/3 innings, a run allowed, 4 hits, 4 Ks, and he was locked in, Holly. He had good downward action. Everything was moving, and even the fastball he kept down.
Yeah, it's great to see. That's what you want. Again, a lot of ground ball action. But the one thing that we pointed out based on his last start was some of those sliders that were hanging. You saw great slider action, curveball action down in the zone, which, again, promotes more ground balls. So this is not an easy task, people. Understand, when you got a huge lead, going out there, being aggressive, staying aggressive very earlier in a ball game is not always the easiest thing to do. Remember, you still have to pitch. You have to make your pitches. You want to change speeds, use the corners, but at the same time, you're not looking to walk guys or create any kind of traffic for yourself. You saw him almost flawless through the first 5 innings.
Yeah, you saw the fastball there. I think it was Matt Adams that he struck out with it. But even that was at the knees, down, hard to hit.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is, and really that's the one thing that really stands out to me in this situation is the fact that he had such a big lead right there. And you're thinking this is the St. Louis Cardinals. They're going to push back at some point, and you did see it that in the 9th inning. But again, I mean, he was in such control. He had these hitters off balance, and we talk about that. The Cardinal hitters, they do like to go the other way. They will use the entire field. But he was pitching to both sides of the plate using his breaking pitches and his fastball effectively. So there really was no pattern for him to fall into. That's how good he was tonight.
Time for our Elk Grove pitching recap. And let's compare the starters. It was Michael Wacha for the hometown Cardinals. Jason Hamill for the visiting Cubs. 7 1/3 to 4 innings, 1 earned to 8, 4 hits to 8, 4.3 K to walk ratio, 4.4 for Wacha. And obviously no home runs allowed for Jason Hamill. Waka did allow 1 long ball and 103 pitches to 94.
Well, again, some of the slumping Cubs hitters, again, breaking out in tonight's ball game. Soler, a nice big game. You obviously saw the home run to center field. We talked about Anthony Rizzo base hit the other way and other guys. It's just great to see everybody do it together. And to me, that's what this story really needs to be about tonight, as we see Soler go deep to center field, jump all over a fastball right there. There were moments for every guy in this lineup that needed to kind of happen. We had, Ben Zobrist has been hot as a firecracker. He's been a joy to talk to even through, this down cycle, these losses that this team's been dealing with. And you've had a few hot hitters, but you also had some really slumping hitters, from Anthony Rizzo to Addison Russell, who all contributed and did something very positive in this game, which leads me to tomorrow. You want to see this carry over and, again, regaining some of that momentum. So I love the fact that this was such an immediate response to what happened yesterday. The St. Louis Cardinals, I heard a lot about this morning over at MLB Network Radio. Something was to be gained from that first game.
Their mantra after the game was, that woke us up, and now we're going to go from here.
Absolutely. Well, again, the Cubs have been the organization, they've been the team dating back to last year that have been making the statement against the Cardinals. Go back to the playoffs. We know how this all played itself out. So, again, they were looking for some redemption. They were looking to make a statement in this series, and right now, the statement that's being made is by the Cubs, because they're sending their ace to the mound tomorrow.
All right, time for a break here on Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Holly and I, a whole lot more to do. We'll be right back.
Cubs Postgame Live is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
Make sure he's in bed by 8.
Sometimes I get scared.
Scared of what, Danny?
The things I can't see.
Got a weird feeling.
Almost forgot. In case anything happens.
Dad, I got this.
I'm Jesse Diaz, founder of Dark Matter Coffee, Chicago. We started with $2,000 and a dream.
Hey babe, it's me, heading to the mothership.
The secret to success is to fail and learn continually. I think if you want something in life, just go for it and don't stop.
Greatness is within reach. Right now, you could get a great deal on the new Civic, KBB.com's overall best buy for 2016. From Honda.
How often in life do you get to have it all? Now you can make it happen. All major kitchen appliances are on sale at Menards. Every one of our top brands, with all the latest features and the stylish looks you want in your kitchen.
Save $300 on this Maytag electric range, now $599.
The choice is yours, because all major kitchen appliances are on sale now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
This is more than tennis. This is exclusive Grand Slam access. The French Open experience from DirecTV. Enjoy up to 6 screens of exciting coverage on one channel, with bonus early round coverage. Plus, tournament draws and player bios. Don't just watch the French Open, experience it. The French Open experience, only on DirecTV. Starts May 22nd on Channel 701.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh, no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends, too.
It's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook. Book your next special memory at the Champagne Lodge today. You know you deserve it.
Time now for our Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Who's hot? Who's not so hot? First pitch this season entering tonight, smoking hot. Robbie Cano, 514 BA. 5 bombs, 14 knocked in, and 4 doubles. Who's not? Prince Fielder. What do you want for $225 million? 203 double plays. Wow. You love when I say that. Welcome back to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Time for our Honda winning box score. Woo! This one belongs to the Cubs. Dexter Fowler, 3-hit night, a double, an RBI, a run scored. Jason Hayward, an 0-for-5 night with a walk as he's trying to work his way back. Chris Bryant had a couple of knocks, an RBI in that first inning. Rizzo a hit, Zobrist a hit. Soler a big night. Good to see for him. 3 RBI night. Addison Russell, who's been slumping, 2-for-5 and scored twice. Ross, a big 1-for-3 with a double and 2 knocked in. And Jason Hamill, a double and 2 RBIs.
Yeah, extra base hits. You see it, 4 doubles in there. You see some walks. Soler, I think, to me, had a fantastic ball game, as did Chris Bryant early in this one. He's been ripping it up on the road here really all season long. It's great to see. But again, gets this thing moving. Big base hit right there. Jumped all over a fastball. He's been one of the guys who's been immune to the slump here. Even on this road trip, he's maintained it. There you go. You see those numbers.
Check him out on the road. He is having a really good year so far. 301 in 24 games, 5 home runs. That's what he hit all of last year on the road. And you see he's got half the number of RBIs already in a third of the games. On-base percentage is up dramatically, 379, and the slug up to 505.
Routine, Cap. It's as simple as that. It's very similar to what we were talking about in the pregame show today. You got to remind yourself that these guys are really young. This is his second full season in the big leagues. That first one, yeah, good to see the great offensive production. But again, you battle the nerves every day. I've told you before, my first year, 148 games, every game was a playoff game. I mean, that's what I felt on the inside. Chris Bryant's settling in. He knows the ballparks. He knows what he's looking to do, depending on where he's at, and you're seeing the results.
All right, we'll be right back. More to do. A Cubs Post-Game Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
What famous American has covered more territory than any other? Hint, it's not a person. One drive and you'll discover why Jeep is the most awarded best-selling SUV brand. Celebrate 75 years of endless adventure today at the Jeep Memorial Day sales event and get $500 bonus cash on 2016 Jeep Cherokee vehicles. Get 0% APR for 75 months or $2,500 combined cash allowance plus $500 bonus cash on 2016 Cherokee models.
More lemonade, please.
Vacation's over. Welcome back.
Put the vacation back in summer. Enjoy a medium McCafe lemonade for $2, medium frappe or smoothie for $3, or any size sweet tea or soft drink for just $1 at McDonald's.
Yeah, not us.
Nah, no reruns here.
Yeah, we have X1 from Xfinity.
Everybody crochet tonight.
I think we'll just stick with our TV shows.
Don't fall for DirecTV. Get 4 times more TV shows and movies on demand with Xfinity. Sign up today or get started with this great offer. Call or go online today.
America Centenario. 4 incredible matches at Soldier Field. Get your tickets at ca2016.com.
When you were 8, you wanted to fly. When you were 13, to be a rock star. At 20, an artist. All these years later, you realize you had it right the first time. The 400 horsepower Q50 from Infiniti. Lease the all-wheel drive Infiniti Q50 for $369 a month. Visit your Chicagoland Infiniti retailer.
Cubs fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking, an official Cubs MasterCard debit card like Holly has, only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs. Learn more. Remember FDIC. All right, key recap. Look back at Todd Hollinsworth's keys from the pregame show. Sponsored by our buddy John Ory at Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah, we had a good night tonight. Yeah, big inning. That's what we were looking for. We talked about it in relation to Michael Wacha and what's been going on in his game. Last 3 games, I pointed out that we had there were 5 innings in which teams had scored multiple runs against, and that's really what you were looking for. And the Cubs responded. They took care of this easy in the first inning with a 6 spot. That's the way we like it. Long ball, and Soler, he definitely clutched up for me. I was thinking there might be a little bit more. As I mentioned, Michael Wacha had given up 8 home runs to Cubs hitters, more than any other team in baseball. Thought there was real opportunity for that to happen today. Soler got it done, and the little things really just kind of playing off John Lackey and what he kind of mentioned last night, and certainly something that I had been picking up with this team. You know, when you're playing close ball games, we've watched the Cubs do that an awful lot. 2-3-run ball games, can't make mistakes. You want to get yourself back into it. That was not the case tonight because there weren't a whole lot of little things that needed to happen. But again, something to keep your eye on as, the 1- and 2-run ball games. Errors can't be happening, base running mistakes, and we've seen that on this trip.
All right, Cubs and Cardinals wrap up their series tomorrow afternoon. Jake Arrieta takes on Carlos Martinez, who's very solid, 4-4 with a 3.58 ERA. Meanwhile, Jake has been money all season long. 8-0 with an ERA, leads the big leagues of 1.29.
Yeah, quick turnaround for the team tomorrow, but a big start for Jake Arrieta as we talk about a chance to win a series in St. Louis, and I think make a little bit of a statement. It's not a case where Cubs are out to make statements. They're out to win baseball games right now, but it would be a nice way to wrap up. I think we would define it as a rough road trip, but taking 2 or 3 in St. Louis would be nice.
All right, thank you for watching Cubs Post-Game Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Stay tuned. We'll be joining the White Sox-Indians game right after this break. We'll have Cubs locker room reaction later tonight on Sportsnet Central.
There's a sound a ball makes when it catches nothing but net. Everyone loves that sound, that precision. At GMC, we get that. Nothing separates the men from the boys like nothing but net. This is the precision of professional grade. Now get this low-mileage lease on this 2016 Acadia for around $299 per month. GMC, we are professional grade.
What would we be without our mountains? Without the things that stand in our way, that make us better. At Coors, our mountain is brewing the world's most refreshing beer. Lagered, filtered, and packaged cold. Our mountains make us who we are. Your mountains make you who you are. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you.
Call Adolescent Growth today and see how our proven treatment programs for eating disorders can begin to bring the sunshine back in the life of your teen and your family.
Please don't take my sunshine away.
Why jump out of a perfectly good airplane? Why not? Chicagoland Skydiving Center was voted the best in the U.S. with a perfect safety record, a one-of-a-kind environment, and round-trip shuttle service from downtown Chicago. Come experience the greatest adventure in the area. Chicagoland Skydiving Center in Rochelle. Visit us at perfectlygoodairplanes.com.
Thanks to our new audience who joins us after a victory for the Cubs over the Cardinals. 6-2 here at Cleveland over the Sox as Mike Napoli swiped second base. There was a review, and Napoli deemed safe. The Indians got 3 in the third and 3 in the fourth, and that's all they've needed so far. The Sox with an Adam Eaton leadoff homer in the first and a Brett Laurie RBI double in the fourth for their 2 tallies. 1-2. Jennings to Santana. And it bounces away from Avila. Napoli to third.
That time he had no chance whatsoever, as that one was way in front of home plate. We'll take another look at it. This is exactly what they had in mind when they invented that call of wild pitch. Something like that. For those of you joining us late, it wasn't Chris Sale's night. 3 1/3 innings, 6 runs on 7 hits with 4 walks and 7 strikeouts. Josh Tomlin has been on the other side of the equation, very good through 8.
2-2. Spoiled foul. Ooh, that hit the bottom of the second deck and came straight down into the stands on the first deck. Watch out below.
You really have to be heads up when the ball goes up there because of the carom.
Two. Left field deep. Not deep enough. Santana flies out. Sox need 4 to tie, 5 to win.
Honda knows in today's hectic world, it's good to leave everything behind. But when it comes to your car, you want to get everything you can. It's why we put a multi-angle rear view camera, text message reader, and dual zone climate control standard in every 2016 Accord, with a redesigned body to match. Nothing compares to a Honda. The restyled Accord, the best-selling car in America.
You can call me shallow, but I have a wandering eye. I mean, come on. National gives me the control to choose any car in the aisle I want. I could choose you, or I could choose her if I like her more. And I do. Oh, the silent treatment. Real mature. So you want to get out of here? Go National. Go like a pro.
Just like we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And here's our Miller moment when all was rosy. Leading off the ball game, Adam Eaton takes a low fastball out of the ballpark. It was 1-0. And Adam Eaton, his 3rd home run of the year, and that's our Miller moment. And Cody Allen comes in the game. We saw him for an inning in the second game of the doubleheader. He's 10 for 10 in saves, ERA a little bit higher than he would like, but when you're 10 for 10 and you're a closer, that's all you ask. The ERA becomes irrelevant. How many opportunities did you have, and how many times did you lock it down? So he's been perfect this year, and Terry Francona wants to get him another inning of work.
Frazier, Cabrera, and Abreu on the way against Allen. In a 4-run deficit. Last run came across in the Sox 4th. Cody Allen, mentioned he transferred a couple of times in college, ended up at High Point University, a school where they have an ice cream truck driving around campus handing out free ice cream to the students.
That's a good position to be in.
They also have a steakhouse on campus where the students get to go once a month to learn steakhouse manners.
That's once a month, whether you need a steak or not?
Uh-huh. It's part of the meal plan. What do they serve you at Kent State?
We had just unbelievable food. Yeah, we had a lot of fish because it was brain food. You were dealing with an intellectual capacity that knew no bounds.
You didn't know what the
or something
word
like
bounds
that.
meant?
No.
Allen gets Frazier. One down.
He's got a big fastball. It's 95-96. He's got a terrific curveball, and that's why Allen is so tough as the graduates.
Dustin Hoffman's here?
I believe I saw him in the background, yes. Right. No, Tootsie, not tonight.
Here's to you. Melky takes a strike. Well, with a win, the Indians would draw to 1.5 back in the Central. Sox would have a chance to reclaim that game loss tomorrow in the finale. It's a 1:10 start time. It'll be on WGN. Hope you can join us for that, whether on your television, on your tablet, on your smartphone, through your microwave, or in the ballpark.
Homestand started out pretty tough. Houston taking 2 of 3, then Kansas City took 2 of 3. The Indians do hold on. They will have taken 2 of 3 with the final game, and that's a game that if you split with the Indians, they go back exactly where they were when all of this started.
0-2. It's low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The Indians have no timetable on the star of their ball club, Michael Brantley. He had surgery at the beginning of the offseason last year. Apparently he was responding on time with it, but he had some tender moments in spring training, and he's still hurt.
Over to third, and Uribe with Peg for out number 2.
So they're going to get Carlos Carrasco back, and that's certainly going to help their starting rotation. But Brantley is going to be down the road and probably won't return this year as effective as he's been in the last couple.
Here's Abreu, and if there's a positive to extract from this game, it's Jose Abreu with 2 darts in his first 2 at-bats.
That's 2 of the last 3 games where he swung the bat very well.
Reading what you've said to people, you feel like it's a matter of time until he turns it on.
We got history to fall back on, 2 years of history with big numbers in each year.
Broken bat roller, and sometimes you get those to find a space. He's digging for 2, and Abreu's going to get there. Martinez with a juggle job, and Jose's 3 for 4.
Well, Martinez was very anxious to throw Jose out at second base and thought he had a shot at it. So anxious, in fact, that he wound up dropping the baseball. So 3 hits tonight, a couple of doubles. He breaks the bat and just eases this one down the line. That's a breaking ball that stayed up. And when you start to come out of it, you get hits like this.
First 3-hit game of the year for Abreu. He was 2 for his last 20. He's 3 for 4 tonight. Now Laurie. Strike 1. One and 1. Well, the tying run is 2 spots away with Avila. Avi Garcia is next. 2 balls and a strike. Sox 2 hits after the 4th inning this evening. 2-2 on Laurie. Well, Chris Sale was bidding to become the first 10-0 pitcher in 10 starts since 1985. Trying to chase down Andy Hawkins of San Diego for that. It will not be tonight, but as a comeback in the cards. 2-2. In the air, foul ground, first base side. Napoli has no room.
Jose entertained some of Abreu's amigos at the game this evening, so it's only fitting that he has his first 3-hit game of the year. He visited Easter Seals School and Center for Autism Research today and had a few of the folks out at the ballpark.
He's at second, 2-2. Laurie in the air again, first base side. Napoli is over and just into the crowd. That is a really pumped up fan to have that foul ball.
One of life's great pleasures is getting a souvenir at the ballpark. And it appears he intends to hang on to that one.
Forever.
And a very frightened female fan next to him, trying to still her beating heart.
2-2. Laurie crushes it to left field and hooking. Oh my, did he light up that 2-2 pitch. Well, it's nighttime. Canadian Dracula enjoys the evening.
He got every bit of this, but unfortunately got out a little too quickly on that inside fastball. Hits it a mile, but it hooks foul.
Two and two. Shortstop Lindor waits for it and has the out. Cleveland wins 6-2 in Game 3.
Despite some pretty good defense, this was a game best forgotten because it wasn't artistic in any way, shape, or form. So the Sox will try to salvage the finale of the homestand tomorrow. A quick turnaround, get your rest.
We will do that. 6-2 the score from U.S. Cellular Field tonight. So we say goodnight for our director Jim Angio, producer Mike Leary, associate producer Dave Ross, tech manager Mark Harper, the executive producer Jim Corno Jr., and our entire crew. He's Steve Stone. I'm Jason Benetti. We say so long from U.S. Cellular Field. Coming up next, Subaru Postgame Live with Chuck and Bill, and you've been watching Chicago White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet.
Well, after 2 complete games in a row for Chris Sale, this was a complete surprise. He lasted only 3 1/3. Bill Melton, what happened here tonight to Sale?
You know, it kind of looked like he got upset out there at the beginning, right in the first, second, or third inning. I don't know which one. Looks like he was trying to overthrow, and that's what happens. He loses his game plan. He gets a little bit angry, wasn't able to get out of it. I don't know. You'd have to ask him if they interview him. If somebody asked that question, we'd probably find out.
I think we're going to find out. We're going to hear from Chris Sale coming up on the postgame show. It did seem like there was a different approach with him, throwing harder early on, and then things unraveled in the third inning. The good news to come out of this game, it looks like Jose Abreu might be getting out of his slump.
Yeah, and I think Chris is probably angry for the fact he has a tough time with the innings. He knows how important this is. You're right, Abreu, that's a huge pickup for the White Sox. 3 hits tonight, the first 3-hit game. Yeah. I remember last year in about the first week he had about 5 3-hit games. So that's the plus side of it. But overall, the White Sox offensively, this whole homestand. You told me they were 3-6 in the homestand.
Now 3-6 on the homestand.
Not hitting at all. And guess who they're losing to? Teams in the Central.
All right. Well, they got one more game tomorrow with the Indians, and it's 4 with the Royals. We've got a lot to get to on Subaru White Sox Postgame Live. It's coming up next.
E-Click Lending, Chicagoland's mortgage price leader. Never pay lender fees. Never pay upfront appraisal fees. Get approved online, anytime, anywhere, in less than 10 minutes on our 100% digital platform. Go to eclicklending.net to see how low your rate could go. E-Click Lending. Point, click, save.
Some people think the beer you bring says a lot about who you are. If that's the case, this beer says you like drinking beer. Great tasting, less filling, beer. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
My experience with USAA is awesome. Homeowners insurance, life insurance, automobile insurance. I spent 20 years active duty. They still refer to me as gunnery sergeant when I call. Being a USAA member, because of my service in the military, to pass that on to my kids, something that makes me happy. My name is Roger Zapata, and I'm a USAA member for life.
USAA. We know what it means to serve. Get an insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
To make it in Chicago, there's one thing you better be ready to do. Step up. Step up to the plate. Step up for your teammates. The Sox and our fans are cast from the same die. We get knocked down, then get back up. We dust ourselves off, tighten up our grip, and dig in. We give no quarter. We give every ounce. We win or die trying. It's time to step up.
Honda knows just because you're looking for a utility vehicle doesn't mean you're looking for adventure. But sometimes, adventure finds you. That's why these vehicles have available all-wheel drive to help you tackle the road outside with interiors to keep you comfortable inside. It's more than just utility. It's modern utility. Nothing compares to a Honda. KBB.com's best value brand.
White Sox baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time. Ford, inviting you to check out their fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. Menards, save big money at Menards. And by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. This is White Sox Postgame Live, presented by Subaru.
Shortstop Lindor waits for it and has the out. Cleveland wins 6-2 in Game 3.
Trying to be the first pitcher to win his first 10 starts in 31 years. It didn't happen tonight for Chris Sale. He gives up 6 runs, lasted only 3 1/3. Josh Tomlin remains undefeated. He's at 7-0 as the White Sox lead in the AL Central is down to a game and a half. It does kind of feel like the sky is falling, and yet they still have a game and a half lead in the Central. Good thing they got off to a good start this season. Hey, it is Subaru White Sox Postgame Live here with Bill and Bill Melton. I'm Chuck Arfine. It was a battle of 2 unbeaten pitchers, surprisingly one-sided. And, you know, just off the top of the show, they have a game and a half lead. Does it feel like they're in third place right now because they're playing like it?
Well, you know what? Again, I keep bringing up the fact they're playing the Central. You got to keep in mind the Indians started off very poorly.
Yeah.
Now look where the Indians are. Now the Indians
look really good.
Yeah, they're starting to hit, and now they look really good. The bullpen's solid. They have a good pitching staff, 4 or 5 really good starters. So, again, this is what happens at the beginning of the season. It's a good thing we got off to a good start because it gave us a little room. We are in our hitting slump.
Yeah.
We're not scoring a lot of runs. We had our best pitcher on the mound, couldn't get it done today. If this was against the Mets, I wouldn't worry about it, but it's against the Indians. So anything that happens against the Indians, the Kansas City Royals, the Minnesota Twins, or the Tigers, that's worse.
Means more. Let's start with the pitching matchup and how it all went down here tonight with Sale against Tomlin. Tomlin, we know he's been really good. Sale has had his problems against the Indians. Most of them came in 2013 when he went 0-4 and had an ERA of 8. Last couple years he's been better, but tonight was a mess, to say the least. Sale came out throwing hard. We're going to show you this, harder than normal in the early innings as he's been doing the last, 9 starts. Look at the radar gun here. It was up in the high 90s, and, this season it seemed like he's been saving a lot of these goals for later, but not this night.
No, it looks like he just doesn't have a good feel on the mound. I'm talking about maybe a landing area. I don't know much about pitching and stuff, but
You know, with a guy like Chris Sale, you don't really worry about it, except for, you know, sometimes you overthrow, and that's exactly what he was doing. And could it be the stride? I don't know. I hope we get a chance to interview him and find out what it was.
We'll find out. Third inning, so he gets the first 2 outs in just 5 pitches. He was moving right along, and look at his reaction here. Really upset. It's a 2-out walk. No big deal. It was a 10-pitch walk, though, but then the floodgates opened after this. He just couldn't get out of the inning. 43 pitches later, all this happened.
Well, first of all, I think it was his anger on his mound about that one pitch he made right there, that curveball that didn't break. That upset him more than anything. So whatever he had in the bullpen probably wasn't working on the mound, and he got, you know, basically frustrated. That's what it looked like right there. And then he starts overthrowing, and then the thought of, you know, I'm going to beat the Indians really bad because I have a tough time with them. But he was all over the place. That's not Chris Sale right there. I mean, how about a guy gets a hit like that with a pitch that's 3 feet outside, he just reaches out, and
that was a 9-pitch at bat to Uribe that ended like that.
Yeah, Juan Uribe. Here's a guy comes in hitting 170, gets a big-time home run yesterday, gets a couple hits today. It's just amazing when teams, you know, they have your number.
Yeah, well, Josh Tomlin had a quick, easy third inning, so Sale had to come right back out after he had 43 pitches. I'm surprised he had anything left because he had no time to rest.
Yeah, I want to hear him interviewed. I want to hear what he felt like. You know, there's nothing wrong with being out of sync. He's had, you know, 9 really good starts. You know, he's had 3 shutouts, and I don't see him missing like that in his first 9 starts. You see that. He's way out of sync.
Yeah.
I mean, way out. I don't know if it has to do with his stride or...
My guess, before we hear from him, is that he was weakened by that 43-pitch inning. So then, because he's feeling tired, he's probably overthrowing to compensate.
Yeah,
that's just my guess.
I've never seen him that off. I've seen him at bad games. I've never seen him miss that wide. So that has a lot to do sometimes, not only with your release point, it creates frustration. You know, it's just like a hitter that's not really concentrating.
Yeah.
He's trying to concentrate out there and nothing's working, so he gets more and more frustrated.
All right, so Sale gives up 6 earned runs in 3 1/3, the same amount of earned runs he had given up in the previous 54 innings. He also had 4 walks compared to 7 in the previous 7 starts. So clearly, this was not Chris Sale's night. That is for sure. Now you have Josh Tomlin, who, my goodness, he might be the ace on this team right now, the way that he's been pitching. He could end up having a Corey Kluber type year that Kluber had when he had won the Cy Young.
And that's exactly what you need to do. In order to win divisions and go to the playoffs, you need somebody to really step up. And this guy right here is, you know, he's only walked 6 guys. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 5-0 or 6-0. He's walked
7-0.
7-0, and he's walked 6 guys.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's got a good curveball. There's no question about it. It's a downer.
This play. Are you kidding me with this?
You don't want to do that.
Double play?
We don't see that. We don't see that too often by the White Sox as far as not being heads up. But that was, I forgot who got tagged out of first base. Was that Garcia?
That was Garcia.
Yeah, you don't want to be there. In other words, this was just a bad game. I want to call it a throwaway game.
Yeah.
Because the White Sox have really been running the bases well. They've been making all the plays. This was just an ugly game. I mean, they are playing not good baseball at a very critical time.
I said before the game I had concerns about this game just on paper because Sale's had some problems with the Indians in the past. And Tomlin, his numbers against Eden, Saladino, Avila, Frazier, Garcia, Melky, in their careers, they were 7 for 50. All those guys, 7 for 50 against Tomlin. Eden got 2 hits, got the home run. Everyone else, nothing. So there you go. Sometimes on paper becomes the reality. Well, some good came out of the loss tonight. Jose Abreu might be getting out of his slump. We'll take a closer look coming up next.
White Sox Postgame Live is presented by Subaru. Confidence in motion.
There it is. This is where I met your grandpa. Right under this tree.
Some things are worth holding on to.
They're hugging the tree.
That's why we got a Subaru.
Was it that tree?
The 2016 Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
We built this thingy. We built this thingy on tech that's old. We built this thingy. But we built
Yeah, Xfinity built this newer thingy that lets me search with my voice.
We're good. Don't fall for DirecTV. Find shows faster with the X1 voice remote, only from Xfinity. Sign up today or get started with this great offer. Call or go online today.
Since when did experience become something to hide? I say we own it. Lose all that negativity. Just let it go. It's just bad energy. Oh, and lose those terrible black balloons they give you on your 50th. What's up with that?
Hey, we hear you. That's why our members love AARP the magazine. It celebrates you with fun and provocative content, from lifestyle and entertainment to in-depth reporting. And it's just one of the great benefits of membership.
If you don't think this is right for me when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities.
Menards is your destination for new carpet. Shaw Carpet is beautiful and comfortable. Grandview Frisé comes in 2 colors, 99 cents a square foot. Luxurious Brookstone Frisé also comes in 2 colors, only $139 a square foot. And right now, all Elger Whirlpools are on sale. Choose from the modern-styled Merrick Whirlpool or the Gemini Corner Whirlpool. Both only $699. Plus, get an inline heater for only $99. And don't forget Father's Day, pick up a gift card.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm Jesse Diaz, founder of Dark Matter Coffee, Chicago. We started with $2,000 and a dream.
Hey babe, it's me, heading to the mothership.
The secret to success is to fail and learn continually. I think if you want something in life, just go for it and don't stop.
Greatness is within reach. Right now, you could get a great deal on the new Civic, KBB.com's overall Best Buy for 2016. From Honda.
Sox fans, show your team pride with White Sox checking and an official White Sox MasterCard debit card. Only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Sox to learn more. Member FDIC. Rough night for the White Sox, especially for Chris Sale. Goes 3 1/3 innings, gives up 6 runs, walks 4. Here is Sale speaking right now at U.S. Cellular Field.
Chris, it all sort of happened quickly in that one inning. Did anything change on the mound for you?
No, I just, ran into a buzzsaw. Just, had a bad night.
What seemed off for you? It was called uncharacteristic by Robin. What changed?
I'm usually not a big fan of this, but, I saw after all this, watched some video and, figured out some things and saw some stuff that I was doing. So, just got to tighten that up and move on.
You did have a couple of walks there, but did they hit good pitches?
They're going to hit good pitches. They're going to hit bad pitches. This is professional baseball. Anything goes. So, all in all, just won my night.
Chris, do you allow yourself to just think back to that start, the quality of 9 consecutive wins?
No. Past doesn't matter. It's right now. It's everything is about right now and today. You can't go out there. 9 wins didn't get me anything tonight. So why am I going to, look for that? Like I said, I just got to be better. We didn't lose. I lost. So hopefully we can build on that and be better tomorrow.
Stuff-wise, Robin said you had maybe too much velo tonight and not enough variance between the fastball and change.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, chalk it up as a bad night. And I don't know. I'm not going to pinpoint this or that. It just, I stunk. I was bad. I was terrible. Embarrassing, quite honestly. It's tough. You can go out there for 3 1/3. It's tough.
Right, there's Sale saying they didn't lose. He says, I lost the game, but he ran into a buzzsaw, as he said. And he said he very rarely looks at video. Looked at video to see what he did. He's not going to disclose to us what he saw, but expect a better Sale next time out after seeing what happened here tonight. Honda winning box score. That's the Indians tonight as they take Game 3 of this 4-game series. And we're going to talk about Francisco Lindor. 3 for 5. He's batting .318. He got his 9th stolen base. This kid's only 22 years old, Bill.
Yeah, I know. They got a good one right there with him at shortstop. And, with Kipnis at second base and Brantley when he comes back in center field, they have a pretty good up the middle. Your team's really only as good as what you put up the middle. They got a lot of young guys, a lot of good guys. And again, the Indians were picked to win the Central Division. And, then you start looking at that pitching staff. They got 4 or 5 really good arms and a pretty good bullpen. And what else can you say? I see the reason why. One, the Indians last year played pretty well. The year before that, even better. So it's like every year you just get better, and they got younger guys that play a lot better. Yeah. So, they've got some guys on the bench that I've never heard of that actually come to the game and look like they know what they're doing.
Like Jose Ramirez, who's been filling in for Michael Brantley. He's been looking really good. Sox lineup. Hey, Adam Eaton led off the first inning with a home run. Things were looking really good, but it was pretty much downhill from there, except Jose Abreu, who's been in a 2-for-20 slump. He gets 3 hits, a couple of doubles. He looked like the old Jose here tonight.
Yeah, that wasn't spread out too well as far as offense. I don't think anybody really looked good at the plate either, but this was good for Jose, especially going to right field like that on a high pitch.
That could have been a triple.
That's the one he's been going, swinging through.
Yeah.
And they're gonna try to work him where he can't extend that bat and get his hands out front. And it's up to him to recognize it and throw him out there quicker. And once he starts doing that, they'll find a different game plan. So these are the adjustments you have to make all the time. But the way the offense has gone the last 2 weeks, it really looks worse than it really is for a guy like Abreu, who generally can carry a ball club.
Well, coming up, we've got Bill's Key to the Game recap, and you missed this one by about a country mile, would you say?
Really bad. This might be one of my worst. Yeah, I gave it a shot, though.
Here's a tip. It's worth the trip to emetroford.com. See for yourself how affordable your new Ford will be at emetroford.com. See why Metro Fords are everywhere.
Metro Fords are everywhere.
Visit emetroford.com today.
Hey, I fix my heart and my broken bones. If I can't stand up on my own, don't make me stand alone. So I can see the light. When the sun goes down, I will lay in your arms tonight. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid. Your heart's been repaid.
Great time for a shiny floor wax, no? Not if you just put the finishing touches on your latest masterpiece. Timing's important. Comcast Business knows that. That's why you can schedule an installation at a time that works for you, even late at night or on the weekend if that's what you need, because you have enough to worry about. I did not see that coming.
Don't deal with disruptions. Get better internet installed on your schedule. Comcast Business, built for business.
Let's talk turkey. New premium carved turkey at Subway. This is oven roasted just right. Sliced thick the way you like it. You don't find this just anywhere type of turkey. With no artificial preservatives. It's good. Day after Thanksgiving good. Tastes even better with fresh veggies and applewood smoked bacon. Like on our new carved turkey and bacon sandwich. Handcrafted just for you. Now at the Subway Sandwich Shop. Fresh is what we do.
And the #1 window and door company in America is
Feldco.
To celebrate this amazing achievement, Feldco is offering 2 windows for the price of 1, with no money down and no interest for 1 year.
On behalf of the entire Feldco team, thank you. And remember, 2 windows for the price of 1 ends Monday. So hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Aurelio's Pizza has been a Chicago tradition and family favorite for more than 55 years. To find a location nearest you, visit aureliospizza.com and then enjoy the game with an Aurelio's Pizza featuring our signature sauce, homemade crust, and the finest ingredients.
All right, our Subaru Key to the Game recap. Bill Melton, what happened tonight?
Do I really have to go through this again?
Yes.
I thought long and hard about this for about 3 hours a day. Then I said, let's see, the guy's 9-0.
Right.
He's on his way for a Cy Young.
Yeah.
It's the Indians who have a lot of strange names and a lot of guys are hurt. I said, there's no way. This is a full sail ahead.
I agreed with it.
Yeah, I thought if he just stood out there and didn't throw, he'd probably win the game. But I had him down. He needed to change speeds against the Indians because they usually beat him up. We didn't even get to that point when you talk about 3 1/3 inning.
Yeah.
That was a clunker for him.
It was. He's been phenomenal. He's been incredible until tonight. Yeah, you're going to have a clunker every once in a while. It happened here this evening. All right, time to hear from Robin Ventura. This is brought to you by Xfinity.
What changed for Chris in that 3rd inning there when he hit some of those?
They had some good bats against him. They got to a guy that's been rolling along, and he was up there velocity-wise. This is uncharacteristic for him, but
it just seemed like everything seemed a little harder than normal. Changeup probably was a little harder than it's been in the past. I think that separation wasn't as good tonight.
Is it surprising how quickly it kind of fell apart there for him?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you see that, you're surprised. This is definitely an off night for him, and the best part is it's not anything physical as far as he was hurting or anything. He had velocity. He probably had too much of it, I think, on his secondary pitches.
What do you think of Taffa?
He gets it in there. I think very effective with the cutter. Not a lot of fastballs. Everything just seems to be cutting in, running away, hitting the strike zone too.
You guys started out a little slow offensively, had a nice couple of weeks there, kind of slow again. Are you worried this is a streaky team? It's going to be a streaky offense?
Well, right now it seems that way, that we're streaky. But nice night by Jose. I mean, that's a good sign to see him swinging it the way he did. You definitely want to see some more runs and things like that. But seeing him get going would be a nice shot in the arm for us.
Sale losing the game was one thing, but the offense continues to be really the larger problem. Last 11 games, the Sox are 3-8. They were only averaging 2.82 runs per game. Not a lot of homers and way too many strikeouts, Bill.
I think I look at the strikeouts and the home runs. You're right. The home runs are way down for U.S. Cellular Field. The strikeouts are way up. So
Yeah.
they're in a bit of a rut right here because they're way down. Their offense is way off the charts as far as bad. We can't even pick out a guy that's on fire. So anyway, they got to get it together like they did earlier in the season. There was a lot of guys chipping in. Right now we're focusing on one guy, and that's Abreu. But we got to get
a bunch of guys
Frazier
going.
hitting a home run and Laurie with a couple of big time home runs. We got to get some home runs out of this.
Yeah. Well, Chris Sale has struggled against the Indians in his career, but the guy going tomorrow, he has not. We'll preview the pitching matchup coming up next.
There it is. This is where I met your grandpa. Right under this tree.
Some things are worth holding on to.
They're hugging the tree.
That's why we got a Subaru.
Was it that tree?
The 2016 Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Hello, Jimmy John's?
Jimmy John's here.
What took you so long?
Jimmy John's, freaky fresh delivery.
I love a man in uniform.
My experience with USAA is awesome. Homeowners insurance, life insurance, automobile insurance. I spent 20 years active duty. They still refer to me as gunnery sergeant when I call. Being a USAA member, because of my service in the military, to pass that on to my kids, something that makes me happy. My name is Roger Zapata, and I'm a USAA member for life.
USAA. We know what it means to serve. Get an insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
Find it. Go out there and find that place. Because only you know where you're going. This isn't a dress rehearsal. This is life. Yeah. And it begins when you find your fit.
All right, Sox and Indians wrap up the four-game series tomorrow. It'll be Jose Quintana against Corey Kluber. Quintana's 5-1 lifetime against the Indians with a 2.58 ERA. Bill, the Sox need to split the series, and he seems like the right guy to do it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty mandatory. They need to split the series, and, you know, they got to start hitting. I mean, I say that almost every time I've sat up here in the last 10 or 11 games, but they really do have to put some offense together. Our pitching was really good, and we had good offense. That's why we won a lot of games in April. But now we're playing teams that are in our division. We've shut it down offensively. We've had some pretty good starts out of there, and our bullpen fell apart. It's just not all working right now.
Right. And their last 3 wins have all come by 1 run.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, the margin of error has been very small with the White Sox lately.
Playing too many close games.
In the 4 seasons, heating, air conditioning, and plumbing, who's hot, who's not, we'll see how a couple of Indians have done in their careers against Quintana. Rajay Davis, of course, he's batting .317 against Jose Quintana in his career. And Yan Gomes is not hot. Don't think we're going to see him tomorrow. Batting 087, 1 for 15 with 7 strikeouts. And by the way, with sales struggles tonight, your #1 lowest ERA in the American League is back to Jose Quintana. Jose is going to light them up tomorrow, and we'll see what the White Sox do against the Indians offensively. That's going to do it. Thanks for watching Subaru White Sox Postgame Live. For Bill Melton, I'm Chuck Garfien. Sportsnet Central is next with Pat and Mark. Enjoy the rest of your night. Sox lead is down to a game and a half in the American League Central.
Drop down. It'll get to the wall. 6-0.
Jason Hamill gets a chance to swing the bat in St. Louis tonight before he ever took the mound. And that's always a good thing. Welcome into Sportsnet Central, presented by GMC. With Pat Boyle, I'm Mark Shanowski.
On the south side, with their ace historically sailing along, the White Sox started fast.
Chris ends this game with a solo home run.
He's MIA for OTAs, but Alshon Jeffrey will be around when it counts.
The NBA champs looking to get up off the mats, while Tampa Bay looks for a return trip to the Stanley Cup Final. It's all straight ahead on Sportsnet Central.
To Sportsnet Central, presented by GMC.
Sale to White. Chris Sale's 9-0. His 3rd complete game in the first 2 months.
Chris Sale looking to win his first 10 starts without a loss, and it was 6-0. Josh Tomlin going for the Tribe. Just the 4th time in MLB history a game featured starting pitchers who were 6-0 or better. Sox began the night with a 2.5-game lead on the Indians in the Central. They gave Sale some early run support. Here's Steve Stone on Cleveland starter Josh Tomlin.
He has some trouble keeping the ball in the ballpark. Those 8 home runs allowed, he's given up a home run in his last 5 starts.
Eaton goes after it and blasts off right field. Martinez back and out of Eaton. Chris ends this game with a solo home run.
Nice call by Stoney. Make it 6 straight games he's allowed a home run. Eaton taking the 2nd pitch of the game out of the park for his 3rd. Meanwhile, Sale said recently he's avoided angry pitching. Didn't look like it on Tuesday. First couple innings, velocity high in the 90s, and he's able to get a couple punch-outs. But in the 3rd inning, Sale gets derailed by a 2-out walk. And with runners on the corners, Mike Napoli takes advantage, goes to the gap in left center. All kinds of issues for Austin Jackson and Melky Cabrera. Napoli slides into 3rd. Not gracefully. Indians jump ahead 2-1 on the triple. Later in the inning, former White Sox Juan Uribe. A little sand wedge there. 9-pitch at bat, ends up with a soft single over Brett Lawrie. Uribe and A.J. Pierzynski, the only active players in MLB off that 2005 World Series team. And Uribe caps off a 3-run inning against Sale. In the 4th, sneak attack from the Tribe. First pitch demolished by Chris Jimenez. A 422-foot shot. That made it 4-1. Then after a pair of walks, Francisco Lindor caps off a 3-hit night. Little duck snort there out in the right center. That would do it for Sale. Shortest outing of the season. 3 1/3, allows 6 runs on 7 hits. Sox offense couldn't bail him out. They lose it 6-2. Here's Chris after the game. Wasn't interested on reflecting on that 9-0 start before tonight's loss.
Past doesn't matter. You know, it's right now. Everything is about right now and today. You know, you can't go out there. 9 wins didn't give me anything tonight. So why am I gonna, you know, look for that? Like I said, just gotta be better. We didn't lose. I lost. I just, you know, ran into a buzzsaw. Just, you know, had a bad night.
A rare bad night for Chris Sale, allowing the 6 earned runs in the loss to the Indians after allowing just 6 earned runs in his last 7 starts combined. Control was an issue as well. The left-hander with 4 walks also allowed a season-high tying 7 hits. Sox lead now down to a game and a half in that AL Central.
Drives that ball in the air out into deep right center. Hayward is back on it. And did he catch it? He did, but he's hurt. Oh, man. What a catch by Hayward. But his health is all that matters. This is all Willie Mays, isn't it? Peeking back over his shoulder, laying out, and then headlong into that wall. We see Jason up close all the time. He is a huge guy. He's really put together. So you can imagine the force going into that immovable object. Obviously, he'll be done for the night. Boy, what an effort.
Yes, Cub fans were bracing for the worst after watching Jason Hayward crash headfirst into the outfield wall in San Francisco just this past Friday. But Hayward was lucky to escape with only some bruising in the rib area. He was cleared to return to duty tonight for Game 2 of the Cubs-Cardinals series in St. Louis. And you can bet Joe Madden was glad to have him back. The Cubs were 0-3 without their Gold Glove right fielder in the lineup. Hayward right back in the number 2 spot in Madden's batting order, with the Cubs trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. After a Dexter Fowler leadoff double, Hayward grounds out, but he gets the job done, moving Fowler over to third with only 1 out. Hayward hitless in his return, 0 for 5 with a walk and a stolen base. Next batter, Chris Bryant. He singles to left to drive in Fowler. Bryant finished the night with 2 hits, picking up his 32nd run batted in. The Cubs just getting started against Michael Wacha. 2 batters later, bases loaded for Jorge Soler, who's starting to heat up a bit. He works the walk there on the full count. That scores a run, 2-0 in favor of the visitors. Up next, the veteran catcher David Ross. He hammers one to deep center field. Randall Grichuk goes back, but it's off the top of his glove. It's ruled a hit by the official score, number 500 for Ross over his lengthy career. 2-run score makes it 4-0. Next up, the pitcher, Jason Hamill. He does some damage. Drives it into center field, a rough inning for Grichuk. The ball gets past him all the way to the wall. Cubs put up 6 in the top of the first inning, and that would be more than enough. Hamill bounced back from his first loss of the season. He allowed just 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 4 in the process, lowering his earned run average to 2.17. It's still 6-0 in the 5th inning. Runner aboard for Jorge Soler.
High drive to center. Grichuk is back to the wall. It's gone. A 2-run homer for Jorge Soler. 8-zip Cubs.
100-mile exit velocity on that blast, in case you like keeping track of those types of things. 8-0 Cubs. Defense gave Hamill some nice support in the later innings. Addison Russell, the nice scoop to start the 6-4-3 double play. Now to the 7th inning. More defense by the Cubs. Ground ball to second. Javier Baez, his throw from the outfield is offline, but Anthony Rizzo does the splits to make the grab and get the out. Now to the 8th inning. Justin Grimm on in relief. Aledmys Diaz, sharp ground ball, but Grimm makes the between-the-leg stop, throws him out to end the inning. Nice effort there by the reliever. Looked like a hockey goalie with the save there. Cubs snap a 3-game losing streak in style. 12-3 is your final. And afterwards, Hamill doing his best Jake Arrieta impersonation by deflecting all the credit.
Honestly, I really wasn't that good tonight. Kind of effectively wild. My two-strike execution could have been a lot better. Then if I would have had that earlier in the game, then I think I could have completed it. But you know, kind of like that last inning on the slider to Moss, just stayed up. It wasn't, you know, executed down and in like I wanted to, and you know, I got away with a lot of stuff tonight. So it was nice to have the run support.
I really thought he was capable of pitching the entire game and actually getting a shutout. He was very good. Breaking ball was really pertinent. I thought him and David worked really well together. When they got into a bad count, they came back into the count by utilizing all of his pitches, and I thought that was the key.
And we mentioned Jake Arrieta. He's pitching tomorrow in the series finale, so you got to like the Cubs' chances to win the series. It was fun to watch the offense break out of its slump tonight. After scoring just 6 runs in their previous 3 games total, Cubs hitters had 6 in the first inning against the Cardinals, 3 of their 5 hits going for extra bases. With more on the much-needed win, here's Cap and Howard.
Good night for the Cubs. Offensively, money. 12 runs on the board, and their starting pitching, again, outstanding. Jason Hamill, 7+. He was great. Cap and Holly with you. Jason Hamill, for me, was the star of the game. He had the big hit in the first inning, but he was outstanding. He just handcuffed the Cardinals all night long.
Well, he protected the lead, Cap. I mean, that's what the most important thing is. I mean, given the early lead, whether it was 6 runs, which that's what they got in the first inning, or 4 or 2, you're looking for an early lead. You're looking for some momentum. Let's remember, last night was a walk-off win for the St. Louis Cardinals, and this has been a rough road trip on the whole for the Cubs. With that being said, you're looking to do some things. Now, Jason Hamill goes in and says, I'm going to be the stopper. Yes, I've been that good all season long. I'm going to pick up my 6th win and lower my ERA into the low 2s by going out there and just being awesome. But what did he do on top of it? He pitched with a 6-run lead in the first inning. And as I've said, that's not very, very easy to do. Attack the strike zone, use the fastball down low. Think back to his last start, hung a couple sliders, didn't see one hanging slider in tonight's ball game. He was on his game. It's a great point. He was absolutely the key to the game. But that cushion, that offense at the beginning was fun to watch.
That offense in the first inning, so you get a leadoff double. Hayward moves him over, and you think, as you always say, play for the lead, play for the downs. Sure. You get the lead because Bryant delivers and brings home Fowler, and then it was play for the downs.
Well, and then Anthony Rizzo opens it up with a base hit. David Ross 2-run double.
Zobrist a hit.
Zobrist, well, yeah, I mean, everybody just kind of started to pile on, and that's what this offense has been defined as this year. Now, of late, we've kind of had the Zobrist conversation and the Bryant conversation, which are certainly fun to have, but we kind of isolate them because the offense as a whole had been struggling. What tonight is all about is the collective effort. You look at what everybody did. There's at least 1 or 2 at-bats that played into a run-scoring opportunity or adding to that lead, especially early in the ballgame. You got a Soler homer. He's 2 for 3 in the ballgame with a home run and a couple walks. Great game for Soler. So great to see. Somewhat predictable in that you had a guy out there in Walker who had struggled against the Cubs, but good to see them respond.
All right, Jake Arrieta goes in Wednesday's series finale. It's an afternoon affair against Carlos Martinez. His record's 4-4, but he's a very, very good pitcher. This will be a good battle.
Well, it certainly should be a good battle. Statistically speaking, I mean, you look at what he's doing. He's pitched to a 3.5 ERA this year, but Carlos Martinez has been one of their better pitchers in that rotation. Remember, the Cardinals have had some issues in their rotation this year. With that being said, you're sending Arrieta to the mound. He is the guy. He is the man. We know what he's doing and what he's capable of doing, which is picking up a series win. It's been a long time since we've talked about anything but that, and I would expect that tomorrow as well. Let's hope that the momentum, that good feeling, the great at-bats that I just talked about play into tomorrow. It's a quick turnaround, and a lot of times, this team is road weary right now. There's no doubt about it. They've bounced around the country, but you kind of have some momentum offensively that you built up in this game that you can carry into tomorrow.
I will see you Friday at Wrigley Field.
Sounds good.
All right. For Todd Hollandsworth, I'm David Kaplan. Cubs pound the Cardinals. Next up, we'll have a game for you on Friday when the Phillies come to Wrigley for a 1:20 start. Let's go back to you guys in the studio.
All right, no fist bump, I guess. All right, on deck, more Cubs coverage. Look back at the big night for Jorge Soler. Soler power looks to be figuring some things out as of late. Historic pitching slate ended up being an uncharacteristic Chris Sale's start. We'll head back to the south side with more reaction to the White Sox loss. And the Bears kicked off OTAs today without the receiver who wears the franchise tag. We'll tell you what else Sean Jeffrey is up to. This is Sportsnet Central.
Sportsnet Central on Comcast Sportsnet is presented to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
Hey, honey. You remember to lock the Buick, right?
Of course I do. I'll never forget that. The Buick Remote Link app, now available in every Buick.
You closed all the apartment windows, too.
Come on. Really?
You're the best.
Now, get this low-mileage lease on this 2016 Buick Encore for around $189 per month.
This is how I dress to get a mortgage. I just go to LendingTree. I calculate how much home I can afford. I get multiple offers to compare side by side. And the best part is, the banks come crawling to me.
LendingTree. When banks compete, you win.
Sleepy's Memorial Holiday Sale is going on now. Get up to half off nearly every mattress in the store. That's half off Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, and more. With Sealy Queen sets starting at just $249 each piece. A free box spring with select Beauty Rest mattresses. And get up to a $400 Visa gift card with any Tempur-Breeze adjustable set. Plus, shop Sleepy's 3-day doorbuster weekend for great deals starting Saturday during Sleepy's Memorial Holiday Sale. Sleepy's, the only mattress professionals.
Looking to transform your space with new color? Pull off a better paint job with Scotch Blue's new Platinum Painter's Tape. Easier one-piece removal with no slivering or tearing and ultra-sharp paint lines. With the tape's unique 90-degree tearability, you can directly apply to tight corners, providing protection from paint seepage for beautiful results. Scotch Blue Platinum Painter's Tape offers the durability you're looking for to get the job done and pull off your design vision.
Chapter 13 debt repayment plans can deal with lawsuits, foreclosures, car payments, credit cards, payday loans, repossessions, tax debts, medical bills, and more. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Get one lower payment for all debt and stop creditors now. We're the law firm you trust to get you out of debt.
When you need to be debt-free, call 1-800-CALL-PFG. That's 1-800-CALL-PFG.
This weekend, Crossinger's gonna light them up with new Corollas for just $158 a month or a new Camry for just $178 a month. 4 floors of new Toyotas. The Memorial Day Savings Event. Crossinger City Toyota in Chicago.
Bears receiver Alshon Jeffrey was MIA. Alshon opting for Miami over Hallis Hall. Phase 2 of the Bears offseason workout program kicked off today. Voluntary OTAs are off and running. Jeffrey is down in South Florida training on his own. It's really nothing new for a player who wears the franchise tag and is seeking a long-term deal. Although Alshon's agent, Tory Dandy, says there is no contract dispute and that Alshon will report the Bears' mandatory workouts, which begins June 14th.
Joining us now is Adam Johns, the Bears beat reporter for the Sun-Times. Adam, with the Bears holding their full squad OTAs at Hallis Hall this week, let's get your analysis on the 3 main units after all the offseason maneuvering. The Bears spend most of their free agent dollars and draft picks on the defensive side of the ball, so should we expect that unit to be better or worse than the 2015 version?
Mark, I think significantly better. Just look at the front 7. You had 2 new starting inside linebackers, Danny Trevathan and Jarrell Freeman. They are significantly better players than Shane McClellan and Christian Jones, the Week 1 starters last year. Then you look at the front, Akeem Hicks. He's a significantly better player than Jarvis Jenkins, your Week 1 starter. Then you add Jonathan Bullard, the speed element of Leonard Floyd with a nice mix to pair with the power for Pernell McPhee or Lamar Houston are really young. You really have a nice front 7, and that's really the basis of Vic Fangio's defense. The secondary, there's some concerns back there, but that front 7 is very strong.
Now to the offense. You add in Kevin White, but you lose Matt Forte and Martellus Bennett. So offense, better or worse than 2015?
I'm going to say worse for right now. I think Jay Cutler is in a very good spot with Dow Loggins, the first-year offensive coordinator. The continuity will be there from Adam Gase's system, but you look at the weapons and the pieces that they lost. You mentioned Matt Forte, the Matt Lawson. He's gone, the veteran left guard. Then you're missing Martellus Bennett. Who do you have at tight end beyond Zach Miller? There's tons of question marks at that position. You have 2 very good receivers in Kevin White and Alshon Jeffrey. I think Eddie Royal, if he's healthy, could be better. The running back, is Jeremy Langford really a true #1 back? Can Jordan Howard push him for starting reps? There's a lot of questions about the Bears offense.
Finally, let's talk about the special teams units. Robbie Gould and Pat O'Donnell are back, but it looked like the Bears spent some middle-round draft picks on guys who should really help their coverage teams. Will special teams be better or worse than a year ago?
I think they'll be better because they're faster. Chris Brzezinski was brought back. Omar Bolden, a guy who was a special team ace for the Denver Broncos. Fox brought him over. Then you got a DeAndre Houston Carson. The guy had 9 blocks in college. This was the Bears' late-round draft pick, a very solid pickup. I think the speed element is there. They won't have to make midseason moves like they did last year. The Bears did a very good job of solidifying their special teams this offseason through free agency and the draft.
Adam Johns, thanks for joining us. Looks like things are looking up for the Bears.
Sidney Crosby and the Penguins facing elimination in Tampa tonight. Evgeny Malkin, he pulled a Mark Messier before tonight's tilt, saying that the Pens would for sure force a Game 7 back in Pittsburgh. Well, the Penguins, they backed up that prediction. Up 2-0 in the final minute of the second. Sidney Crosby gets loose in front of Andrei Vasilevsky, and Sid goes 5-hole there. His 6th of the playoffs, 3-0 Pens. Third period, it's a 3-1 game. Brian Boyle kicks to the stick. It goes top shelf. That's his 2nd of the period. It's a 1-goal game. You can't keep those Boyles down. Until this 2 minutes and change. Chris Kunitz feeds Brian Rust. Rust scores. Penguins hold on to force that Game 7. Like Malkin said, Thursday night in the Berg, 5-2 was your final.
Two best words in sports, right? Game 7 in a hockey series. Well, a big decision today by the University of Illinois athletic program. Guard Kendrick Nunn has been dismissed from the basketball team. As you recall, he pled guilty last week to a misdemeanor battery charge stemming from a domestic violence arrest. He's one of 3 players arrested since the basketball season ended. Nunn was the Illini's 2nd leading scorer last season. Now to the NBA playoffs. Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. Golden State trying to avoid going down 3-1 to the Thunder. And I think you can tell from that scene, Klay Thompson not very happy. End of the half. Russell Westbrook for 3. The Thunder led it 72-53 at the break. There's 72 points, equaling their output in Game 3. What's happened to the Warriors defense? Third quarter, though, Klay Thompson tries to take matters into his own hands. He went off, knocks the 3-ball down there. Then he goes baseline for the reverse lay-in. Thompson scored 19 straight for Golden State to get them within 6. But Steph Curry was scoreless in that period. Thunder, they'll pull away in the fourth quarter. Fast break, Kevin Durant trailing, knocks down the long 3-ball. He finished with 26. And his running mate, Westbrook, well, he had a triple-double. 36 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. Golden State clawed within 6 at one point, but the Thunder broke it open. They win it 118-94. They lead that series 3-1. Golden State goes back home trying to avoid elimination. Amazing.
Durant might sign the extension before the next game.
He might as well.
Back to our top story tonight. White Sox ace Chris Sale looking to become the first MLB pitcher in over 30 years tonight to win his first 10 starts of the season without a defeat. But a 43-pitch third inning where Sale gave up 3 earned runs derailed his perfect record. The Sox lefty allowed 6 earned in the ballgame tonight in 3+ innings. To put that into perspective, Chris only allowed 6 earned runs in his previous 7 starts. That takes us now to our 3M Platinum moment, and it came in that top of the third. With 2 on and 2 out, Mike Napoli with the big blow, a 2-run triple. He's down with Jake from State Farm there. 2-run triple there. That gave the Indians a lead they would not relinquish, sending Sale to his very first loss of the campaign.
I'm usually not a big fan of this, but, you know, I saw went after all this, watched some video and, you know, figured out some things and saw some stuff that I was doing. So, you know, just got to tighten that up and, you know, move on.
You know, they had some good at-bats against him. You know, they got to a guy that's been, you know, rolling along. And, you know, he was up there velocity-wise. This is uncharacteristic for him. But, you know, it just seemed like everything seemed a little harder than normal. Changeup probably was a little harder than it's been in the past. I think that separation wasn't as good tonight.
It's back to the Cubs for our GMC professional grade player. We're going with Jorge Soler, the young left fielder, at a big night at the plate. 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer, 3 runs batted in, a couple of walks, and 2 runs scored. Cubs pound the Redbirds 12-3 to even the series at a game apiece. Here's Joe Madden on Jorge Soler.
Big walks. I mean, when you're walking, you're hitting. When you're not expanding your strike zone, you have a much better chance of being successful as a hitter, and that's what he's doing. He's getting better because that's what his DNA indicates. When you're young and you get a little bit eager or anxious, you come out of what you normally do, and now we're trying to get him back to constructing a strike zone once again. He's going to hit really well when he does that.
Yeah, You know, it's contagious sometimes, but at the same time, you know, it's funny. I mean, sometimes when I feel like this team, we hit them right at people a lot, and that happens. I mean, you don't get rewarded quickly that way, but we just keep trying to go up there and have it back. Sometimes we get a little frustrated. Sometimes, you know, when you don't get the result, you know, that's going to show, but that's in every team, but we want to do well. But for the most part, I mean, we do what we can every time to go up there and get a good pitch to hit and don't miss it. So I'm just glad tonight they went our way.
We had so many great plays tonight. Let's do 4 top plays. You
Sounds like a really good number to me. Yeah.
All right, let's do that when we return.
We started with the class-leading RX. We gave it paddle shifters to help you command the road. A sport mode to help you control the road. And a sport-tuned suspension to help you connect with the road. The Lexus RX F-Sport. This is the RX Elevated. Lease the 2016 RX 350 for $419 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
More lemonade, please.
Vacation's over. Welcome back.
Put the vacation back in summer. Enjoy a medium McCafe lemonade for $2, medium frappe or smoothie for $3, or any size sweet tea or soft drink for just $1 at McDonald's.
Hey, Ralph Punzel.
Oh, hey, Ronnie.
Where are you headed?
Great Clips.
You're getting a haircut?
I checked in already. Using their online check-in.
Online check?
It saves you time.
You're getting a haircut.
Why? Thinking about applying to astronaut school.
That's cool.
Okay, I'll see you, Ronnie.
Save time every time. Download the online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
My destiny said I belong in the city.
My destiny tried to tell me where to go.
They say everyone has a predetermined path, one we can't escape.
But my path, like my car, is my choice.
Visit MitsubishiCars.com and find the car for you.
Visit MaxMatson.com. 0% APR offers 72 to 84 months plus rebates topping $1,500 and make no payments for 45 to 90 days at Max Matson Mitsubishi.
Thursday, the Silver and Black kick off an important series at Kauffman against the defending champs. Watch every hit, homer, and highlight right here. White Sox at Royals, starting Thursday at 7 on CSN. Hey, Chicago, beer money is on the move, and you can be part of all the fun. Join us for our next taping this Thursday night at 5 p.m. at Timothy O'Toole's in Gurnee. Beer money, presented by Coors Light.
The plays of the day presented by Lexus. The 4 plays of the day. I think that's a first. Rockies, Red Sox, Jackie Bradley Jr. Seabirds. Halfway to Joe DiMaggio, extending his hitting streak to 28 games with a double in the second. Bradley also singled in the third. Red Sox win.
Mets and Nationals, Steven Strasburg line drive to center. Yoenis Cespedes lays out to make the grab. Strasburg would have the last laugh, though, as the Nats beat the Mets 7-4.
Number 2, we go back to St. Louis. Anthony Rizzo at the plate. Sends one into short left. Aledmys Diaz races over, makes a nice over-the-shoulder snag. Diaz's grab would help start a double play. Wasn't the only great play he was involved in.
I appreciate, though, when the Cardinals are getting pounded, we can take their defensive play. But how about that? Justin Grimm with his cat-like reflexes between the legs to make the stop, then over to first as the Cubs beat up on the Redbirds tonight 12-3.
Finally, you heard of buying the bar around after a hole-in-one. Not sure I've heard of signaling for a cocktail after making an eagle. But that was the case for John Daly in Alabama in his final tune-up for his first senior PGA championship, which is just up the road in Benton Harbor, Michigan this week at Harbor Shores.
I've signaled for a cocktail after making a double bogey, but that's just still.
I signal after we do 4 top plays. It's all for Sportsnet Central.
So, where are you guys?
Using the built-in Wi-Fi in Tina's new Buick.
Wow, that doesn't look like a Buick.
Okay, who wants smoothies?
Is that passion fruit Jeremy?
Yes, with beep on.
I'll take a passion fruit. Anybody else?
Now, get this low-mileage lease on this 2016 Buick Enclave for around $331 per month.
Time is running out on the Bulls tonight, and they need to get something going in a hurry if they want to get back into this ball game.
Just move the ball and move it on.
That was a thing of beauty right there.
Made that one. It's a 3-point game. Boy, is the momentum changed. Lead pass.
Big time players make big time plays.
Now available on DirecTV Cinema.
Get ready!
Star Wars The Force Awakens.
I like this thing.
And be sure to enter the Star Wars Awaken sweepstakes for your chance to win a trip for 4 and be a part of the awakening at Disneyland Resort in California. Because for every family that lives Star Wars, this is the place where Star Wars lives.
Give it everything you got.
To enter the Star Wars Awaken sweepstakes, go to awakensweepstakes.com. Movies start at channel 125.
My mom was 91 years old when she fell and broke her hip at the nursing home. I called some lawyers and was told that she was too old for a lawsuit. But then I called the nursing home lawyers at Pintus and Mullins.
If someone you love is in a nursing home or hospital and has suffered from bed sores, dehydration, broken bones, or has died from neglect or abuse, call me right now.
Pintus and Mullins got us an insurance settlement for $750,000.
Let me investigate your case. There are no fees unless we get you a settlement.
Putting your money on the wrong horse can cost you plenty. The savings at Lexus of Arlington are a sure thing during the Triple Crown 10 event.
Right now, get 0.9% APR for 60 months on the most popular Lexus models.
Be sure to see us before you buy.
Bob Rohrman.
The all-new Bob Rohrman Lexus of Arlington on the corner of Route 53 and Dundee Road.
This is the HPT.
Sit right down, put on your poker face, you with the big dogs now. Better bring your best game, talk trash all you want. To me, it's all the same, you won't leave with much when you come in second place. And I'm the one with the stack showing 7 to the jack on Friday, oh mama, cause I'm sending you back. I'll be the last man standing with the money in my hand. I'll be the last man standing with the money in my hand. Last man standing with the money in my hand. I'll be the last man standing with the money in my hand.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the HPT. I'm James Larson, joined by professional poker player Mr. Robert Williamson III. This week, the HPT's on the road here at the Daytona Beach Kennel Club and Poker Room.
Exciting times, James. We built a big prize pool this week. 389 entries, over $575,000 in the prize pool.
We've had sunshine all week, palm trees, and a whole lot of poker action. So with no further ado, let's get started.
First place money, a whole lot of cash tonight here on the HPT, $131,720.
At the top of our chip leaderboard, Corey Thompson with almost $2.5 million. Tommy Giorgio right behind.
9 players remain here at the Daytona Beach Kennel Club and Poker Room. We started with 389 entries, and like I said, we're down to our final 9. Robbie, let's play some poker. Blinds will be $15,000, $30,000 with a 4K ante. So glad you joined us tonight here on the HPT. Action will start with Plum, and he's going to fold, as does Corey T. Now we're over to Steve. Steve gets out of the way. Addy looks down at 9-8. And he's going to fold, as does the 9 seat of Andrew. Now over to Corey Z. We've got a Corey Z and a Corey T at the table. It might be a little confusing, Robbie.
Also a little rhyming as well, James.
Action now on Matt Bond. He's on the button, looks down at ace-queen.
Definitely a playable hand from any position, but he's also in late position.
He's going to raise to $65,000. And now Tommy looks down at queen 10. He's going to fold. Over to David, who looks down at king jack. David's in the big blind. It looks like he's going to defend that big blind. Talking about Matt Bond, he's on a little bit of what I call a Texas heater. His 3rd final table in a row here on the HPT.
No easy feat to do, that's for sure.
And the flop is king 8 tray, couple of hearts.
Well, David's going to like this flop. He flops top pair. Matt's, he probably feels like he's going to have to do a continuation bet, but no, he decides to check instead.
Both players check. We go to the turn card. It's the 6 of clubs.
Well, David might have solicited a bet here.
David reaching for chips. He's going to bet $75,000.
Only problem, since David did check that flop, Matt doesn't know that ace-queen high isn't the best hand. He might have to make this call.
First hand of the night here on the HBT, broadcasting from the Daytona Beach Kennel Club and Poker Room. And Matt is going to make the call, a pot of over 300,000 chips.
Still heads up here to the river. Let's see the river card.
And the river card is the ace of hearts, so good news for Matt Bond.
You know, sometimes you make the right play to begin with, and it works out like this, James. Now, let's see if Matt can go to Value Town and maximize this.
Matt's 28 years old, professional poker player from Dallas, Texas. Reaching for chips, he's going to bet $110,000.
Well, I probably would have bet a little bit more. I think he's going to get paid off for sure, though, at this bet size.
And David is going to make the call. He's going to see the bad news. And the winner of the hand is Matt Bond, the 28-year-old from Dallas, Texas, making his third final table in a row.
No, you're good.
Matt Bond laughing all the way to the bank, hoping to make a deposit of almost $132,000 in cash tonight, because that is what first place money is here at the Daytona Beach Kennel Club and Poker Room.
He's going to be first to act in the 3 seat. David Folds over to Plowman in the 5 seat.
Action is folded around to Plowman. He's going to get out of the way. Now action over to the first Corey. Corey T looks down at Jack 8. He's going to fold. Now over to Miami. Steve looks down at the HPT special, the King Queen suited in spades.
We sure see that hand played a lot here at the HPT.
Steve Karp is 37 years old. He's good buddies with the Massey brothers. They're in the audience cheering him on. Folded around now to the 9 seat. That's a fold. Now over to the other Corey. Corey Z. He looks down at Ace King suited in hearts, Robert.
Well, you got to love that hand. Big slick. We'll definitely see at least a call. We might see a raise here, too.
Corey told us before we started this final table he's trying to relax. He didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and that happens a lot here on the HPT because it's a marathon session. Then you got to get up, do your interviews, and then come here and battle this final table and hopefully go home with the unreal cash. It's a 3-bet now to $156,000 with the Ace-King.
You know, I like that re-raise there by Corey Z. It kind of helps you define where you're at in this hand, even though he is out of position. So, you know, sometimes danger, Will Robinson, you have to be careful when you're out of position.
Now action over to Steve. As you see, $91,000 for him to make the call. And he's going to go ahead and lay that hand down. So the winner is Corey Z. And we had a chance to talk to him before the final table.
Yeah, I called him. So day one, long day, got really lucky to bag up a decent stack. And then day 2 was up and down, and right before the bubble, took a huge hit, really stressed about whether I was even going to cash. Lucky to scoot in, and then had a really good finish to day 2 and just chipped right up.
St. Louis, your next shot at fame and fortune on the felt is right around the corner. Heartland Poker Tour is making its way back to the Gateway to the West this spring. You can get in on the action for as little as $50. Ameristar Casino Resort Spa will play host to the televised series. Hundreds of poker enthusiasts will take part in the event, all in hopes of taking home the cash, the bracelet, and the coveted HPT title. Play poker on national television when HPT comes to St. Charles, Missouri at Ameristar Casino Resort Spa.
CBS All Access gives you more ways to watch CBS shows than any other source. Stream live TV, past and current seasons, and new episodes the day after they air. So start browsing, because CBS is now available across all your favorite devices and streaming platforms. Go to cbs.com/stream and use promo code YourShows to get 2 weeks free. Go to cbs.com/stream and use promo code YourShows to get 2 weeks free.
In every battle, there's the hero, the guy who wins riches beyond anyone's wildest dreams. Then there's everybody else. Which one are you? Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Live out loud.
This is River City, the best city in St. Louis.
Are you chomping at the bit for a new Ford? At Bob Rorman's Schaumburg Ford, the time to buy is right now during the Triple Crown 10 event.
Get 0% APR for 72 months on a 2016 Escape, plus $500 Ford credit bonus cash.
Be sure to see us before you buy.
Bob Rorman.
Bob Rorman's Schaumburg Ford, just west of the Woodfield Mall on Gulf Road, Schaumburg.
And Corey Thompson still the chip leader at the moment, but sneaking into second place is Plowman. Tommy Giorgi right behind in third.
And Steve Karp only 11 big blinds. So Robbie, he's got to make some magic here.
He's going to have to make a move and make a move quick, James.
Action continues here. Tommy looks down at King Jack. He's going to fold, as does David. Now over to Plowman. He's going to get out of the way. Now action on Corey T with my favorite pocket pair. When it's not aces, I like to look down at 2 red 9s.
You love those. You tell me you flop more sets than anybody ever.
Barbara Feldman, 99. You remember Get Smart. Action on Corey T. He's going to raise it to 69,000. Steve's going to get out of the way. Steve's just waiting for that opportunity to get his chips in the middle for a double up. Now Adi's got a suited King 10.
He's taking a long time to think with a King 10 suited, James. I don't know if I'd play it personally.
Adi's 33 years old from Cambridge, Massachusetts. He's got over 1.4 million in cashes, and he's going to make this call. Now action over to the 1 seat. And Corey's going to release his hand, as does Matt Bond.
Well, the one saving grace for Adi is he is in position here.
It's Adi and Corey T. The flop is ace, 7, deuce, rainbow.
Not a great flop for either of these two hands, but Corey's got to lead into this as if he does have the ace.
Corey's going to bet 68,000 chips. Action back over to Adi. He's got the shades on. He's got the hood up. He's all business, Robbie.
Well, we'll see.
Adi got 19th place last month at our Kansas City event. He's going to go ahead and make this call here, Robert.
Well, he's floating on this one. Definitely in position to float.
Turn card now is the 7 of hearts. Action once again. We'll start with Corey.
I think we'll see a check out of Corey, and we did.
Corey checks. Now action over to Adi. A pot of over 350,000 chips. Now Adi is reaching for chips here. He's going to make a bet. And it's 175,000.
This is a tough spot for Corey T. This is a hard place to make this call. Adi played this hand really, really well. But Corey is reaching a non-believer. He decided to make the call.
Wow, what a call that is.
That's a tough call.
It sure is. You know, those 9s really shrink when you see the 7s and the ace out there. The river card is the 6 of diamonds. Corey's going to check. Action on Adi. And Adi's got to make a bet here, Robert.
Well, you know, he actually has showdown value. I believe I would just check down this king high if I were Adi.
He's reaching for chips. Looks like he is going to make a wager. And the bet is 325,000.
Well, this is a really tough decision for Corey T.
Yeah, look at the look on his face. He's like, you know, he can't figure this hand out, Robert.
Well, this is just one of those hands when your opponent really played it complicated. I mean, he made a strong bet here on the river. I don't know if I'm Corey, if I can make this call or not. It's a really tough. It's almost a hero call because really you only beat king high.
Yeah, the way the hand played out, Corey's just running it through his head going, what could you possibly have here?
Well, if anything else, Adi flat calling on the flop would be the only reason why Corey would. Nope, he decided to fold anyway.
Wow, Corey is going to fold, and Adi's going to win the hand. Got to give him props there. He played it perfectly, I guess, Robert. Well, he won the pot, right?
I mean, he practically 3-barreled it. I mean, on a pure bluff.
The winner of the hand is Adi, the 33-year-old from Cambridge, Massachusetts. The action continues here from the Daytona Beach Kennel Club and Poker Room. I'm James Larson, joined by professional poker player Mr. Robert Williamson III. We're so glad you joined us tonight right here on the HPT. Action is folded to Plowman. Haven't seen Plowman play a hand yet. We're not going to see one this particular hand either. He gets out of the way.
Steve folds.
Steve Karp, he's out of the way.
Adi in the 8th seat. Adi folds as well.
Adi's going to lay his hand down. Now action on the 9th seat. With Jack 10 there, it was a little surprised Andrew didn't play that.
Yeah, I probably would have opened the pot in that position.
Now over to the 1 seat of Corey Z. It's his first HPT cash. He's going to fold. Matt's now going to raise to 100,000 in the small blind with his Jack 6.
A lot of times this is a good spot to do that, try to steal the blinds from the big blind. But I played a lot of poker with Tommy Giorgi, and I can tell you, he knows how to make these tough calls, and he calls Matt Bond down.
Tommy's going to make the call, so it's a battle of the blinds, and we go to the flop. And the flop is 7-5 tray rainbow.
Well, a little something for both of them. A gut shot for Matt, backdoor flush draw, but Tommy flop middle pair. I think he's going to like this flop. Feels like a good flop for Tommy's hand.
Matt bets 105,000. Action over to Tommy. Tommy just looks like one of those likable guys. He looks like he'd be fun to play poker with, Robbie, and you would know.
He is a nice guy. You know what they say about nice guys?
Turn card now is the Jack of Hearts, so that improves Matt Bond's hand.
Well, that's a bad card for Tommy, but a great card for Matt. Let's see him bet this value.
It's a bet of 170,000. Tommy with just his 5s here in this situation.
Well, it's going to be hard to believe that Matt hit a jack on the turn. I don't know. I'm probably going to have to call this bet and see what happens on the river if I'm Tommy.
Pot of over 600,000 chips. A lot of cash on the line here on the HPT. First place, almost 132,000. All the players right now guaranteed 9th place money, $12,829.
Oh, wow.
And Tommy is going to release his hand, and the winner is Matt Bond. Now, Robbie, Matt Bond is no stranger to the HPT final table. He's on a streak, and we talked about that earlier today.
Well, this is my 3rd final table in a row, so I guess I'm not a rookie to the cameras and lights anymore. That is definitely an aspect that took a lot of getting used to at first. I mean, it's so much different than with having everyone looking at you. So there's definitely a little bit of stress, a little bit of pressure that goes with it, but now it just feels normal now. Like I'm eager to get to this point. Like I want to get to this point. Like this is where all the fun is.
There's that moment at every turn when you know that this is going to be a great day. Winning moments that define a great day happen here. Daytona Beach Kennel Club and Poker Room. A winner at every turn.
Meet John, Allison, and Kevin. John is a traveler, so he shopped for his airline rewards credit card at LendingTree.com. Allison is a shopper, so she loves the cashback credit card she found at LendingTree.com. And Kevin had a fun year, maybe too fun, so he shopped for his credit card at LendingTree.com. Rewards are better than we've seen in years. What kind of credit card personality do you have? Come find your perfect card, all in 2 minutes, all for free. LendingTree. When banks compete, you win.
To make it in Chicago, there's one thing you better be ready to do. Step up. Step up to the plate. Step up for your teammates. The Sox and our fans are cast from the same die. We get knocked down, then get back up. We dust ourselves off, tighten up our grip, and dig in. We give no quarter. We give every ounce. We win or die trying. It's time to step up.
Before For each week's NASCAR race, enter the Chicagoland Speedway Sweepstakes at CSNChicago.com and tell us who you think will win. Then be sure to tune in every Tuesday to CSN as the president of Chicagoland Speedway, Scott Paddock, joins Dave Kaplan on Sports Talk Live. If he randomly selects your entry, you'll win tickets to the NASCAR Sprint Cup race on September 18th in Joliet. Plus, you'll be entered to win the grand prize, a trip for two to the 2016 Sprint Cup Awards ceremony in Las Vegas. Submit your race pick now.
And James, we have a new chip leader. Well, Plumman's up top, but it's because he hasn't played a hand. Corey Thompson's still hanging in there tough, and Adi and Tommy rounding out the top four.
And the action continues here on the HPT. It's James Larson and Robert Williamson III. Great to be back here in Daytona Beach, Florida at the Daytona Beach Kennel Club and Poker Room. Folded around now to Tommy. Looks down at Ace Queen.
I think we're definitely going to see a pot opening raise here.
Tommy Georgie's going to raise it to 90,000. David gets out of the way. Now over to our chip leader, Plowman, who, like you said just a second ago, kind of backdoored his way into our chip lead, Robert.
You know, sometimes it's a war of attrition.
Folded around now to Adi. Adi looks down at King Deuce, a Reggie King Deuce. He releases his hand now over to the 9 seat of Andrew. Looks down at Ace King, and I think it's time for Andrew to probably get all his chips in the middle. And he's going to do just that, a 3-bet with his Ace King. Action back to Tommy Georgie. And he's probably going to make this call, and it's just not a good spot for him. Ran his Ace Queen right into Ace King, Robert.
Yep, and that happens in this situation. It's hand versus hand. And now Tommy's just got to hope to get lucky. But I'll tell you what, Andrew's the one that's all in. He's the one that really needs this pot.
Andrew's got the best of it so far. We go to the flop. And the flop is 9-7 deuce, couple of clubs. So far, so good for Andrew.
Well, Tommy either needs a queen or running clubs.
Andrew's 33 years old from Destin, Florida, over 187,000 in lifetime earnings. The 5 of spades now comes on the turn.
Well, now Andrew only has to dodge a queen, James.
1 street to go. Andrew looking for a double up here to keep his tournament hopes alive. Oh, and on the river, the queen of spades, ladies and gentlemen. And just like that, Andrew's out of here.
Well, he does get a nice consolation prize, James. A little over $12,000 to take home with him.
So bad news for Andrew, but great news for Tommy and the rest of these players is now just 8 remain. They all want to be our next HPT champion, go home with the bracelet, the title, and almost $132,000 in cash. And look at Tommy. He's still smiling.
I don't blame him. If I sucked out like he just did, I would be too.
Folded around at David, and he's going to get all his chips in the middle with ace-7 of diamonds.
And David's our short stack right now. He didn't have a lot of choices here. Any ace, I probably, in decent position, I would have definitely opened up the pot.
Folded around to Adi now. He's asking Corey how much he started the hand with. Why would he do that, Robert?
Well, he's trying to check out what he has acting behind him still before he makes this call, and he decides to go all in also.
Adi is all in. Now over to Corey. Corey's going to fold, and we're going to flip over the cards, and David's going to see, for now anyways, he's in the lead.
7 of diamonds.
Ace-7 going up against King-Queen.
Well, a very tentative lead. Adi with 2 live cards, and David with the overcard.
David is at risk. We go to the flop, and the flop is 2 4s and a 5, so the ace-7 still in the lead.
That's a great flop for David. Remember, David is the one that's all in right now. He needs to dodge a king or a queen.
Let's see the turn card.
We go to that turn card now, and the turn card is the deuce of spades.
Oh, it's another good card for him. All he's got to dodge is a king and a queen.
David trying to double up here at this HPT final table. Looks very calm and cool. Looks relaxed. We go to the river card, and it's the 5 of diamonds. So 2 pair, 5s and 4s with the ace. David's going to win the hand and double up.
Crazy rivers. I thought I was going to get river for sure.
David was all in for 300.
Yeah, I was afraid of the river. I was afraid of the river, man. Oh, that would have been a crazy river. Yeah, right there.
You would have obviously taken it.
I didn't think about your hand.
It's good to see the table talk, Robbie. Everybody's getting along. They're going to be Facebook friends by the end of the show.
Well, they might even trade numbers. Who knows?
First stack to the 3 seat.
All right, action over to Tommy Georgie. He's going to fold, as does David. Now over to Plowman. Haven't seen anything out of Plowman at this final table, but that's all right. As we know, these things are marathons. We know it's not a sprint. He's just waiting for the opportunity to get some chips in the middle.
Well, I like to say the tortoise wins the race, not the hare.
Over to Corey in the small blind.
Action folded around now to Corey in the 1 seat. Looks down at Jack 10. He's in the small blind.
Well, with everybody folded around to me, I'm definitely going to open the pot there. But he's got to be a little careful because Matt Bond's a really good player and has position on him, too.
And Matt Bond's on a little bit of a heater, his third final table, and we saw him catch that ace. We saw him catch that jack on the turn. So he's playing well, but he's running well. Two things that are very important.
A deadly combination, James.
All right, we go to the flop, battle of the blinds, and the flop is ace, king, 8, rainbow.
Well, a gut shot for Corey, but not much. Matt flopping second pair.
And Corey is going to bet $95,000.
$95,000 is the bet.
Over now to Matt.
Well, that's the only problem about trying to raise and steal the blinds right there. Corey's kind of got committed to that continuation bet. I think it's like one of the overused plays in poker nowadays, James.
And Matt is going to make the call. So now we go to the turn card. And the turn card is the 9 of hearts.
Not a bad card, actually, for Corey Z. Gives him some more outs. Now a 7 also makes him a straight. He's checking to see if he can get a free card here from Matt. And I suspect if I was Matt, I'd probably check behind him, too.
Kind of a half stare down. Corey Z was staring. Now Matt's staring. They haven't made eye contact yet. They both check, and we go to the river. And it's another 9, this time the 9 of clubs.
Well, that might actually encourage Corey Z to make a stab at this and try to steal this pot. No, he decides to surrender the ghost. Surely Matt's not going to try to value bet this now.
Matt with the best of it. As you can see, his 2 pair, kings and 9s. We'll see what he decides to do. He is going to check. They're going to flip over the cards. And once again, the winner is Matt Bond.
Kings and 9s with an ace.
Can Matt keep his hot streak going to win the bracelet? Come back to find out right here on the HPT. St. Louis, your next shot at fame and fortune on the felt is right around the corner. Heartland Poker Tour is making its way back to the Gateway to the West this spring. You can get in on the action for as little as $50. Ameristar Casino Resort Spa will play host to the televised series. Hundreds of poker enthusiasts will take part in the event, all in hopes of taking home the cash, the bracelet, and the coveted HPT title. Play poker on national television when HPT comes to St. Charles, Missouri at Ameristar Casino Resort Spa.
In every battle, there's the hero, the guy who wins riches beyond anyone's wildest dreams. Then there's everybody else. Which one are you? Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Live out loud.
Race on down to Gurney Hyundai for great savings during our Triple Crown 10 event. Now that's horsepower.
At Gurney Hyundai, lease a brand new 2016 Hyundai Elantra for only $79 a month.
You owe it to yourself to see us before you buy.
Bob Rohrman.
Bob Rohrman's Gurney Hyundai on Grand Avenue, right across from Gurney Mills.
I am the Collector, and this is my battle realm. The world's greatest heroes and villains under my spell. Forced to fight in my cosmic contest.
Come on, buddy, unfreeze us already.
Fine, as you were.
Collect Marvel heroes, form alliances, face off in the ultimate contest of champions. Who's on your team? Download for free.
Welcome back to the Daytona Beach Kennel Club and Poker Room. Robbie, who do you like?
Have to go with the chip leader right now. Corey Thompson's playing great and stacking those chips up.
But it's poker, so we know anything can happen.
And our chip counts look like this. Corey Thompson back on top of the leaderboard. Tommy Giorgi not far behind.